I became a millionaire by age 26 and became financially free by age 30.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about this topic that so many of us think about, dream about, but are not really taught how to reach financial freedom. That word sounds so big, I know, right? Something only rich people or financial bros can talk about. But the truth is, financial freedom is for you, me, and anyone else who's ready to be intentional about money. So I've put the stitches together so that we watch and learn. I'll be back to share my choices.
I became a millionaire by age 26 and became financially free by age 30. These are 3 best tips that I can give you as a self-made multi-millionaire. Number 1, you have to live below your means and stop buying dumb shit. If you're not making over $500,000 a year, you shouldn't be driving a German car. Instead, you should be driving a Toyota or a Hyundai. Also, you shouldn't be wearing LVs, Gucci's, or Dior's. Instead, you should be wearing an H&M or Zara. Number 2, you have to find a way to make money in your sleep. If you don't do that, you're gonna have to work until you die. And the best way to create a passive income source is by investing in real estate. And no, nowadays you don't need that much capital to invest in real estate. You can start out by using a strategy called rental arbitrage. And lastly, number 3, become a contrarian. Stop following the crowd. A person who walks alone are usually the ones that go furthest.
Someone listening who maybe is not where they want to be financially, what would you give them, like a play-by-play of where to begin?
Well, first, how much do you want to make? What kind of life do you want? And I always say go energetic shopping. Where do you want the money to go? Because most people just want money. Money doesn't want to just come to you. It needs somewhere to flow to. It's a frequency. Put the highest desires out there. Go as big as you can. I make a little collage on my phone. Put something on there that you want to create in this world, like a vision board. So every time you pick up your phone, you're programming your subconscious. This is what the life I have. And then I would go out taking steps that will create that for you. And then find out what are your biggest money beliefs. Write them all down. Write down everything you believe about money. Then write down every money story you've ever had and find out, is there truth in those money stories? Are they really that true? Then find out where your core wounds are, because this is really, really important to find out. On that list of the things that you desire, the energetic shopping, I would anything under $100. And if you have the money, don't go out and just buy things, but start buying certain things and feel what it feels like to buy something, not just because you need it, but because you desire it. Show the universe and yourself, or whoever you identify with, you know what, I do get to have what I want. And it shifts.
If you want to be rich, then start doing this one thing. Schedule a weekly finance date with yourself. So you're going to pick a day of the week. I think Sundays are best for this. And you're going to light a candle. You're going to make your favorite drink, maybe put on your favorite playlist. And then you're going to open your laptop and get all your bank accounts open. Okay. So your checking account, your savings account, your investment accounts, credit cards, and basically look at what is going on when it comes to your finances. Oftentimes, when we are just starting out in our finance journey, we almost have this like ostrich syndrome when it comes to money. So you don't want to see what you're spending on your credit cards. You have no idea what's happening in your checking account. And my thing is that it's never going to get better if we don't do something about it. When I was in my 20s, I used to be really intimidated by finances. Honestly, I was just very ill-educated when it came to that side of things, but I made it a goal to learn, and I promise you, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So when you open up all your accounts, what you want to do is look at where your money is going and get really granular about how you're spending your money. You should have overarching goals for your savings, investments, and if you do have to pay off credit card debt, then have a plan for that too. So anytime I get paid, I like to do this thing called paying myself first. So what that means is I take a certain amount of money and I put it into my investment account and my savings account. And then the rest of that money is used for, like fun things or like whatever I need to spend on. Now, of course, I'm not a finance expert and I'm not here to tell you about how to structure your finances. Instead, I'm telling you guys that you need to sit down and figure out your finances one time a week. And when you do that, you just become really familiar with what is going on in your accounts and you just get so much better with your finances. Also, sometimes finances can feel really scary. And so having a date with yourself and having like a little treat to go along with it, having your candle going, some fun music, all of that makes the experience so much more enjoyable. If you are looking for really good resources around finances, I highly recommend the Personal Finance podcast. I believe the host's name is Andrew something. If you look it up, it should show up anywhere where podcasts are found. And then the other book that I really love is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. He also has a show on Netflix, which is amazing. And then if you are a little bit more, if you're wanting to like basically dive into things a little bit more, I love The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. And then I believe the more advanced one is called Mastering the Money Game by Tony Robbins. He essentially interviews all of the top people in finance in the world and brings tangible tips that we can apply. But I would save that one for much later on when you're in your finance journey. Trust me, you guys, I never thought that I would be that girl who'd get excited about investing my money. I was always like, why would I want to do this? It seems so intimidating. It doesn't seem fun at all. I'd rather buy shoes. But now when I put my money into my investments, it just makes me so excited and so happy knowing that I'm really building for my future self. And I just love learning about this stuff. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know your favorite resources for finances.
There's a simplified step-by-step guide on how to achieve financial freedom. Ideally, follow these steps in sequential order. I also talk more in depth about each step in my personal finance guide that you can download in my bio. This is just a high-level overview that I'm going to cover in this video. So the first step is developing a positive money mindset. This is the most important step because this will lay out the groundwork for how you perceive money and how you will handle your money. This will dictate most, if not all, of your financial decisions. Step number 2 is becoming financially literate. Do you have an understanding of how interest rates affect debt? Do you understand the factors that affect your credit score? Do you have knowledge of how compound interest works? Do you understand the difference between a stock and an ETF? Step number 3 is budgeting and saving. It's not about how much money you make, it's about how you retain and manage your money. Budgeting and saving is not about depriving yourself of joy. It's about being intentional with your spending so that you can spend on things that you actually value. Some questions to ask yourself here. Do you know what percentage of your income you're saving each month? Do you have an emergency fund set up? Do you know how much you're spending on the 3 major expenses, including housing, transportation, and food? Budgeting and saving will get you to a level of financial stability and help you focus on the next step, which is step 4, maximizing your income. For the regular person, this means focusing on your career because this will be the main source of your income for most of your working life. This will provide you the resources and capital you need to invest to get to the next step to financial freedom, which is investing. Step number 5 is starting to invest to accumulate wealth. You need to learn how to let your money work for you by putting it into assets that will grow over time. For the regular person, the stock market is a great starting point to build wealth. It's accessible, it doesn't require a high level of expertise, and you don't need to dedicate a lot of time to managing your investments compared to other asset classes like real estate or investing in a business. Eventually, you will get to a point where your investments can replace your salary and you aren't dependent on one main source of income anymore. At this point, work can become an option and ultimately that decision is yours. And that is the roadmap to financial freedom. It's much easier to break down a daunting goal into smaller actionable steps. I really hope this
That's a video, guys. So I'm just here also to share what I think about today's video, how to achieve financial freedom. So let's start by defining what financial freedom really is. It's not just about having millions in your account, it's about being able to make life choices without constantly stressing about money. It's waking up and knowing your bills are covered, your future is secure, and you're not stuck doing something you hate just to survive. That's a real win, having control over your own time, your energy, and your finances. But of course, it doesn't just happen because we want it, it happens because we plan for it. First thing first, we have got to change how we see money. Most of us, we are raised to believe money is either hard to get or somehow evil to want. Some of us were taught to spend as soon as we earn. Some of us were never taught at all, and I want you to hear this clearly. Building wealth is start in your mind before it even touches your bank account. You got to shift from I can't afford that to how can I afford that. You got to move from spending just to feel good to using money as a tool that supports your pace and not your pressure. Once your mindset shifts, the next step is learning how to manage what you already have. And I know budgeting sounds boring, but it's not about depriving yourself, it's about directing your money instead of letting it disappear. If you don't tell your money where to go, it's a wonder. A lot of us are broke not because we don't make money, but because we don't keep any of it. The goal is not just to make more, it's to keep more, save more, and eventually grow more. Now, let's talk about debt. For a lot of people, debt is the biggest barrier between them and freedom. And listen, I'm not here to shame anyone. Most of us had to take on debt to survive. Student loans, credit cards, unexpected bills. But once you are in a stable place, you have to to make a decision that you're not going to let debt be normal anymore. Paying off debt is not just about math, it's about freedom. Every dollar you owe is money you can invest, can't save, and can't use to build your future. So start small if you have to, but make it priority to get out of the circle. Once you have started managing money and tackling debt, the next phase is investing. And this is where a lot of people check out because it feels confusing or risky. But here's the truth, not investing in bigger risky if your money is just sitting in your account. Infraction is quietly eating away at its value. Investing is how you make your money work for you, and you don't need to be a stock market genius to start. You can begin with your lowest cost index funds. You can use apps that makes investing simple, and you can educate yourself bit by bit. The key is to start, even a small amount, consistently invested, grow over time, and the growth is what builds real wealthy. Another key is financial freedom is increasing your income. Budgeting helps you manage money, but let's be real, it's hard to save what you don't earn. So don't be afraid to get creative. Whether it's freelancing, start a small business, learning a new skill, or taking on a side hustle. Building multiple income streams give you options, and options are what financial freedom is all about. You don't have to rely on one paycheck when you have gotten another streams coming in. But let me tell you something, people. Don't say enough. Freedom also means learning how to say no. No to lifestyle creep, no to impressing people you don't even like, no to chasing what everyone is doing. Sometimes the fastest way to get ahead is to be okay living below your means. At least for a season. The rich stay, the rich being disciplined, not by you looking all the time. I also want to say this, rest is part of the strategy. Hustling is cool, but burnout is not. Financial freedom doesn't mean grinding until you drop. It means creating space where you're not consistently fighting to survive. Building time to breathe, reflect, and enjoy what you're building. Because what's the point of being free if you are too exhausted to enjoy it? Another thing that I want to talk about is surround yourself with the right energy. Listen to people who inspire you, not discourage you. Follow creators who teach you how to grow, not just spend. Watch your circle. If everyone around you is okay, staying broke, it feels normal. But if you stay close to people who are living up or leveling up, you raise too. Okay, so here's the real deal. Financial freedom is possible. It's not just for the lucky or privileged, it's for the consistency, the curious, and the committed ones. So start where you are. Don't wait until everything is perfect. Make your next paycheck the beginning of a new chapter. And remember, it's not about how fast you go, it's about how not stopping. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk about is that we get too comfortable with things. So we should learn to generate different incomes. If you're a stay-at-home mom, there are a lot of things you can do. You can do baking, you can sell clothes online. Don't just sit at home. You can start a YouTube channel where you're going to be generating your income. You do baking, you do YouTube, the time your husband is this, especially if you don't have a child. Like it's a plus. For me, I do a lot of businesses myself. For example, I have an online store business where I sell clothes. I do baking. I make muffins, pies. I sell, and people have that for breakfast. And I have a YouTube channel, which I'm working right now, and it's give me some income, of course. So just try to find something which you can help yourself. Don't just sit at home and wait for as someone you can actually do it. You just have to do your research. For now we have ChatGPT. Just write how to start a YouTube channel, what kind of topic I can put there, and it's gonna guide you step by step. They'll tell you what you're going to do, but you just have to learn how to love leading and researching. Okay, so don't limit yourself. You can actually do it and live a better life as a woman. So it's really important to have this um financial freedom because this is what everyone is looking, and if everyone has this, then it will be a better world. So thank you guys for coming in. I'll see you in my next episodes. Bye.